tired of taking your old teapots and turning them into floral arrangements, birdhouses, and anything else you can come up with just because you can't get the buildup and scale out of the bottom? Well, stay with us and we'll show you how to clean those teapots up as good as new. Cold weather has hit in our area, and this is the time of year that we always have a tea kettle on our wood cook stove. Now, because of that, and because of the fact that we have mineral-rich well water, we often run into the problem of getting buildup in the bottom of our teapots. Now, if you just randomly make, put water in your pot, throw it on the stove, make yourself a cup of tea, dump it out, dry it out, you may not run into these problems. But because we have this pot on the stove 24/7 all winter, this has become something that we do have an issue with. Now, we keep it on the stove, not just so that we have hot water for a hot drink, but also to help humidify the air because we are burning wood as our main heat source. Now, over the years, I have found that no matter how much scrubbing I do at the end of the season, I can't get that buildup out of the bottom of my teapot. Now, if you have a coffee pot or a Keurig, you may have run into this with those machines, and you may have seen in the store, they sell a special bottle of a decalcifier or a descaler that you can buy that's got chemicals in it. And I'm not a real big fan of using chemicals in something that I'm going to be using to make drinks in. So we have a very simple, non-toxic, non-chemical way of getting our teapot clean. So this is going to be super, super simple. All I did was fill my teapot with water to my normal fill line, which is about halfway. I'm going to take some white vinegar, and this is just your standard distilled white vinegar that you would use for canning or cooking or whatever else. And I'm going to take 1 cup of vinegar. I'm going to try not to make a mess, and I'm going to pour that into my tea kettle. I'm going to put the top on this. We're going to bring it over to our wood stove, and we're going to bring this to a boil. Now that the kettle's come to a boil, I'm going to just remove it from the heat and set it off to the side overnight. And I'll be back in the morning with you to show you what it looks like. So I let this sit overnight. Now we're ready to just take our sponge, give a quick wipe, and then I'm going to pour the water that's in here into this clear bowl so we can see what we ended up getting out of the bottom. So let's give this a quick wipe around the bottom. And if you remember, it was crusted with buildup and it was pretty nasty. So I'm just going to give it that quick wipe. Squeeze out my sponge. And let's see what we get out of this. See if I can fit all this water in here. I may or may not be able to. All right. Well, that's the first one. And we've got all kinds of little bits and pieces floating in the water. Let me dump this and finish getting the rest of the water out. All right, let's see if we can get the rest of this dumped in. See what we ended up with. And there was a lot of buildup in the bottom of this pot. And yeah, absolutely disgusting. So now the inside of the pot, I'll give you a look, but it's nice and smooth on the inside, no more rough. So let me get you a close up so you can see what that looks like. Okay, so hopefully you can see in here pretty good. The scale and buildup is gone. It's nice and smooth. Now I just need to finish cleaning the pot itself. I'm gonna give it a nice, just a sudsy wash, clean the outside, and then that will be good to go. So keeping in mind what you saw come out of the bottom of this pot was all things that were buildup and scale from inside the pot as it had been cleaned prior. So the things you don't think about are on the inside of your pot. There's no need to go out and spend the money on buying a new one when you can fix the one that you have. Now the ratio of vinegar to water was 1 cup of vinegar to 3 cups of water. I brought my pot to a boil. I took it off the heat and let it cool overnight. And that was the results that I got. Now, keep in mind, if you have a really bad buildup of scale, you may want to do that more than once. You can do it, clean it out, do it again. And that should really help clean out your teapot. There's no sense in spending the money to buy something new if you can clean up what you already have. And this pot just needs a little cleaning up on the outside and we'll be good to go for this season. So if you like little tips on how you can do cleaning without having to use harsh chemicals, I'll make sure I leave a link to another one of our videos where I show how to clean glass on a wood stove without using any harsh chemicals in the video description. And let us know if there's any other cleaning videos you'd like to know, quick tips, things like that. And until next time, everybody, take care.